Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about something political, even though I ain't really into politics. Now, over the weekend, new President Donald Trump has imposed tariffs of 25% on imported goods to Canada and Mexico, respectively. He's also imposed a tariff of 10% on goods in China. Now, as of recently, today, he earlier struck a deal with the Mexican president, and he's supposedly going to put the tariffs on hold, provided that they put some troops on the border, some Mexican troops on the border, right? As these deportations continue to go through. He's supposed to be talking to the Prime Minister of Canada, or President of Canada, I don't know if it's President or Prime Minister, as we speak. Now, I want to show you a little bit of how this is going to impact Americans, and some of the things that will be raised as far as, goods, consumer goods for us, the public. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't understand politics. I, for one, don't really understand a lot of the motives of things done. But this right here, I kind of have a idea why this is being done. Take a look at this story, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to explain something to you. And I hope this will clear up a lot of things and confusion a lot of people have. Take a look.
Heading to the grocery store, perhaps you're going to the gas station, even looking to buy a new car, you might have to pay more.
Yeah, President Trump imposing those new tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China. And it could mean prices going up for everyday items. Sandra here to break down some of the things that will get more expensive.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning. The White House says this will protect jobs, but economists warn it could lead to rising costs for consumers. These new tariffs, which go into effect tomorrow, will cover everything from food to electronics, cars, and gas prices. The 25% tax on imported goods from Canada and Mexico, along with a 10% tax increase on Chinese products, is expected to have a ripple effect, of course, with many companies expected to pass on these costs to consumers. Now, economists say prices on non-perishable goods may take time to rise, but fresh food and gas could go up in a matter of weeks.
Short term, a little pain, but long term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country.
Let's go through some of the everyday items from Canada, which could cost more under these new tariffs. So we're talking about lumber costs rising, wood and construction material for homes, furniture as well. Dairy will be more expensive under this. Milk and cheese and butter may get more expensive. And appliances like refrigerators, washer and dryers. Also alcoholic beverages, Canadian whiskey and beer, that's set to rise as well. Now taking a look at more from Mexico, we're talking about avocados and fruits. Tropical fruits, tomatoes and lettuce, that'll all be increasing in price, as well as beer and tequila. And Mexico supplies the U.S. with much of its liquor. Meat and seafood will go up as well, and expected to be impacted include beef, pork, and shrimp. Fertilizing prices as well for American farmers and home gardeners. And from China, increased prices on electronics like smartphones and laptops, as well as video game systems. We're also talking about increases in prices in fish and seafood are on the list. Shellfish, imported fish, coffee and tea, and popular beverages are also facing higher costs, as well as household products and things like garlic and apple juice. So just any kind of staple in many American kitchens. So the costs could keep climbing. President Trump says he may expand these tariffs as well to cover steel, oil, computer chips, and pharmaceuticals. That means everything from new cars to prescription drugs could get more pricey. In return, though, Canada and Mexico are also imposing retaliatory tariffs on American goods, and China is expected to do so as well.
That's the first video I wanted to show you, in which Trump said, hey, it's going to be a little bit of pain, but it's necessary to achieve the goals of what they're saying. Now, honestly, from my perspective, and I'll explain all of this to you, I have no problem with what he's doing because I think it's strategic and I think it's understandable. What he's trying to do is bring them to the bargaining table. Now, a lot of people out here are saying, hey, man, Trump got in here. He's doing all this stuff. And he's, in my opinion, and I don't know the man, you know, the deportation thing is the deportation thing. That right there was bound to happen. That was talked. That's no surprise. But the situation with these tariffs, like he was in office before and he was doing all these tariffs and stuff like that, and people didn't understand it. And, you know, price of food and stuff went up, and you've seen it's going to be affecting a lot of things. Prices of cars going up, prices of electronics and stuff like that. This is going to bite a lot of people hard that are already being bitten, especially, you know, when we go out here and buy food. To feed a family of 4, just making a simple meal might be $35 or $40. Trust me, I know. I go to the grocery store every time and I'm like, damn, this is a damn shame that these prices, the economy's supposed to be coming down and the deficit and all that, but the stuff is still high. What's gives? Why is gas still up? You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things, but I want to say this. The reason why, you know, I don't have a problem with him and why I say I can understand this, just doing that as a step, for far too long, and I know this for a fact, a lot of you guys do too. Anytime a president comes into power, they strike deals during their presidency with other countries that are also ran like companies. They strike deals and have certain treaties or certain under the table rules that been in place so long that they just stay here. Like when he was talking about NATO and national defense and how people want the U.S. to help them in times of crisis and war and stuff like that, when we spend the most on our budget on defense and other countries don't. I have no problem with that. Then he's like, you know, hey, I'm telling y'all as American people are taking advantage of the United States and a lot of the things they're doing. A lot of the stuff is unfair. The trade thing. Sometimes the way I look at it is like life. Say like, I got a lot of money and I got it like that. Okay, people expect you to do things for them because you can do far better than they are because you're in a better position. Then when it's time to reciprocate, people get upset and say, oh, well, man, come on, man, I ain't got it like you. But still, what's fair is fair. And that's the thing. I think it's a lot of policies out here that was just not unwritten and always been like that. So we'll just leave it like that. And why are you trying to change a good thing? Of course, it's good for y'all. I have no problem with what he's saying if that's what the true gist of it is. See, the thing is, you know, Trump's name, period, attaches, you know, a negative moniker. No matter what he does, is going to be seen in a negative light. The guy is a businessman. America's a business. I think he's running it as such. Now, as far as his character and stuff like that, I mean, that's up in the air and people can get an idea of what, I don't know the man. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know Biden. I just go by what was out there and what's seen. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a dog in the fight. But looking at this situation, this is going to affect a lot of people. And, you know, if it's going to fix the problem and we have to go through a necessary time, I have no problem with that. And that's only fair. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This affects everybody, whether you want to realize or not. But I'm going to tell you something. Who this really doesn't affect, to an extent, is who? The rich. And the reason why it doesn't affect the rich is if you've been paying attention to not just what's on TV, you look at the stock market dropping. Anybody that's rich knows that when you deal with the stock market, you want to buy things when they're on what? Sale. When stocks drop, it doesn't have any effect of what's going on with the company. And somebody's benefiting from this, regardless of if Trump is saying, you know, having a market drop, which I mean, he ain't got no say in it, but I mean, the market's dropping, the rich get richer. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the market earlier today because I have investments that I'm watching to see if they drop below my price point for me to buy as well. Take a look at this, and this will give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. Look.
Let's begin with breaking news in Donald Trump's trade war. Stocks opening down sharply this morning. You see the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all in the red by several hundred. And we expect the president of Mexico to announce her country's response any moment now to the tariffs President Trump slapped on Mexico, Canada, and China over the weekend. Canada already announcing its own counter tariffs in response. Joining us now, NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez, our business correspondent Brian Chung, and Justin Wolfers, professor of economics and public policy at the University of Michigan. Brian, we're already seeing the markets responding here. We're also, of course, waiting to see what this means for everyday Americans on the cost of goods. What kind of reaction can we expect?
Yeah, well, Wall Street having a negative reaction to the tariffs. Again, this is the first market day since the tariffs were announced over the weekend, but we're seeing the Dow down over 1%. The NASDAQ, those tech-heavy stocks, are down 2%. But look, there are Main Street implications to all of this for regular Americans that have to pay for things that have already been expensive over the last 4 years. Those costs could rise further under these proposed tariffs. When you just talk about gasoline, for example, again, that 10% tariff specifically on Canadian energy likely to lead to increases of between 15 to 25 cents per gallon at the pump. And also when it comes to cars, this is a big one. The automotive industry is very deeply intertwined between our neighbors to the north and south. The average retail car price likely to rise by $3,000. And then you also look at the other types of goods that we import from Canada and Mexico. From Mexico, a lot of agricultural products, tomatoes, avocados. We also get beef and beer from them. And from Canada, you also look at some very similar types of products as well when you talk about beef as well. So look, the implications of this, I just can't underscore, are so wide ranging because these are our major trade partners. When it comes to China, Canada, and Mexico, they account for 42% of all imports to the United States as of last year. These are our major friends and trade partners.
You've seen it for yourself. Any type of executive decision or anything like that, that involves money or something like that, even if it doesn't involve money, it has a dramatic effect on future prognosis of the stock market. That's where rich folks put their money, and people that are smart enough to understand that money's a tool use as well, me included. Market's dropping today. They're striking deals. Market will go back up tomorrow. But that temporary lapse offers a buying opportunity. So people do benefit from this type of stuff. And regardless of how you feel, about the situation, America is messed up. And it's a lot of stuff that, is being done behind the scenes, whether it's legal or illegal. You know what I'm saying? To make this country go where it's between words spoken between two nations, stuff that we'll probably never understand. You know what I'm saying? I can understand this tariff thing if the way it's explained is the truth. Just to bring people to a bargain table and say, hey, listen, we're not going to just be protecting people and doing all this stuff no more. Because, we got to run our own stuff. We got to take care of our own people, too. I have no problem with that. Hell, if I was president, I'd probably do the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying? What's more important than the growth and development of your own nation that you running? That's all I got to say. But listen, guys, I hope the video was helpful, man. I just gave, my little 2 cents. And then, I ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? But some of y'all are really versed into politics and, understand the tariff situation. I want to hear from you in the comment section. Leave a comment and educate everybody of, what you think this is really about and what you think the end game is. And if anything I said makes sense. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.